Hi guys, great to see you. So just really quick, I'm going to do like a less than 10-minute video on detoxification. The next group is on January the 11th. For those of you who've done this detoxification, you understand how great this is going to be. Let's say goodbye to 2020 and start 2021 out right with a science-backed detoxification that's going to help you feel good, lose weight, get rid of joint pain, improve irritability, improve focus, everything that we all need right now. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to tell you why you need to do this very, very quickly. I do a lot more education when I actually do the program. There's videos and recipes and you have access to me, but I want to give you a little taste of some of the education that I give about why you guys really need to do this. Even if you're healthy and you eat well, because there's stuff going on in our environment that we have no idea about. So here we go, showing my screen. So I want to talk about why we need to detox. And basically, a lot of people think, they either lean into it and they really want to do this, or they say, I don't know why I need to do it. I'm healthy. I have no problem with my diet. I don't need to detox. So I'm going to tell you why you do. So we have chemicals in our environment, more than 80,000 in existence, and they add more every year, and a lot of these are in our drinking water. They're also in our home environment, and they are unfortunately in our babies when they are born. So we cannot get away from this. The CDC actually looked at human exposure, and they tested and found 212 chemicals in the blood of most Americans and in their urine, and I'm going to explain why it gets there. It's in the food that we eat, it's in the water that we drink, and it's in the air that we breathe, and all of the products that we use. We become a product of our environment. And in food, it's the normal stuff that you think about, like pesticides and herbicides. If you don't eat organic, of course, you're going to get more of those things. And we have a lot of GMO here in America, preservatives, colors, flavorings to make it look and taste great. And of course, hormone injected animals to make them grow larger quicker. BPAs is a big one. It's not just in plastic bottles, it's in the can linings of our food, and it's also in thermal receipts. So think about that. How many times you get a receipt. Also processed foods, and then unfortunately, if you like to have burnt meat, you're going to get some carcinogens too. Back to drinking water. I filter my water. I recommend it to all my patients, and the reason why is because, of course, we have things in there like chlorine, and we have heavy metals and the pesticides from runoff for agriculture. And one thing that people don't realize is pharmaceuticals. So people actually dump this stuff in the toilet, and they should not. So take it to your pharmacy, have them dispose of it for you. But think about how many women are on the pill, and what happens to those metabolites of hormones goes down the toilet and unfortunately ends up in you. And the hormone disruption that we're seeing in our communities is extensive and becoming a big problem for disease. So big thing right now, disinfection products. We're obviously disinfecting everything, and they can have significant toxicants in them too. Of course, in and outdoor pollutants, things like tobacco. If you smoke, please stop now. Stop absolutely now. If you need help, let me know. Air fresheners are a big thing. We like to cover up smells of the home, like cooking fish with fragranced stuff, plug-ins. They are problematic to anything that says fragrance on it. Get rid of it. Really bad for toxicants and definitely endocrine disruption and things that we call obesogens. Of course, pet dander and dust is a problem too. And then building materials, paint. Some of these old houses have lead-based paint, which can come off into the air, and we will breathe it in, along with off-gassing of our furniture, especially if you're buying new stuff and new carpets. Of course, car exhausts and pollution from cities and airports. Personal care is a big one. So if you wear makeup and you put deodorant on and you put body moisturizer on, those things can bypass your liver and be absorbed through your skin. Your skin is like a big mouth, and that can become problematic and store in your fat, which can give you issues. So really thinking about the products that you're using and how toxic they are. And I will teach you what to look for especially in this program. Household cleaners, yes, we want to be cleaning, of course, but think about what you're using and then the plastics that you're storing your food in. So body has three options when it comes to toxins. It can remove them, and it has ways of trying to do that with limited success, because these toxins tend to build up over time, and then the body says, well, what am I going to do with it? Okay, I'm going to store it in fat. So particularly if you have a higher level of fat or visceral fat, you are going to have issues with inflammatory problems, endocrine disruption, hormonal imbalances, joint pain, things like that. And the body tries to hide them because it doesn't want it floating around. You know, it's quite intelligent, and it wants to get rid of them, so it will store them. The other place it stores, obviously, which is fat-based, is in your brain. So you'll see heavy metals in brain, other issues with toxicants, and, you know, leading to things like poor focus and memory, and unfortunately things like cognitive decline and Alzheimer's later on in life. And this long-term accumulation does create what we call, obviously, disease, which is what we're always trying to avoid. And I always say to people, your health is like an investment. If you invest early, you're going to have reaping the benefits as you get older. What do you want the last 10 years of your life to look like? Do you want to, you know, live shorter and die longer, or you want to live longer? So think of it as an investment. Detoxification is one way to do that. And this is what we see, you know, a lot of people come to me with these issues, and once we correct them, do detoxification and do a health program where you have accountability with me, you're going to improve in all of these areas. But detoxification is usually part of that. And of course, chronic fatigue, constipation is a big one. Gas and bloating. I did some stuff on stool tests and explained that a little bit to you. Bad breath, inability to lose weight is a huge one. You know, weight loss resistance is often related to toxins. And if people really want to kickstart a weight loss program, detoxification, in my view, is one of the best ways to do it. Headaches, I've seen people's headaches go down by 50% in 2 weeks when they've had all of their lives. And there's people in this group that could attest to that. Of course, mood swings, we might be having a few more of those at the moment, and irritability. So it's going to help with that. Problems with memory and joint pain and stiffness, huge one. So if you're that person that's aching all the time, you wake up in the morning, you're stiff and everything hurts, it can be a toxic level problem. And it's definitely worth exploring with detoxification. And especially immunity. You know, we don't want to be having poor immune systems right now. We want to be getting our guts to function better and improve. And the detoxification supplementation and the shakes are designed to absolutely give your GI tract a rest and improve that immunity level, which is just underneath the lining of your gut. So really, this is part of the long-term effects. You know, reproduction, of course, we're seeing women with major fertility issues these days, development problems with kids and brain function, and weight loss resistance. ADD is a huge one, and anxiety, and then massively endocrine disruption and metabolic syndrome, women with hormonal imbalances, heavy periods, irritability, poor sleep, all of it, you name it. It's definitely related. And I know this sounds like a real generic thing, but really it's to do with everything. So all I can explain in terms of detoxification is that there are all these physiological processes that go along in terms of your absorption of these toxicants, and then how your body deals with it, and then how they store it. And we tend to see over time, I think, of toxic burden like a bath, where you've got the drip coming in from the tap and the plug is in, and eventually you get this overflow of the water, and that's what I would call your toxic burden. And that's when you start to see these symptoms, such as what we just described. You know, fatigue is common, brain fog is common, memory problems, irritability, joint pain, and weight loss resistance. Really, I think are the top ones that I've seen, and this is going to be perfect for you to stop those. So a bit more about the detox itself. It's 2 weeks. It starts on January the 11th as a group. You will get from me all the videos explaining the steps, any kind of reactions that you might get, how to take the supplementation and the shakes, which is 2 a day, one shake in the morning with a supplement pack. You eat normally for the rest of the day within a certain amount of food group types, which I will tell you. And then you have a supplementation and pack in the evening with the shake again. The whole time you have access to me, so you can ask me any questions. I will be here for you as well. So that is included in the program. I'm not just going to give it to you and let you just go off and do it. But any questions that you have, you can directly relate to me. You'll be doing it in a group, so you'll be there to have support from your peers. And I've had amazing success. So please let me know if you're interested. Drop me a message. I will send you the link for you to buy. And I look forward to seeing you in there.